Hello students. So students, in the previous class in this chapter, that is crop production and management, we were talking about that of the crop production and the different agriculture practices. If we discuss about the agriculture practices, students, so you see there are a lot of different steps in which we do the agriculture practices, including the first one is the preparation of the soil. So at first we used to prepare the soil. So preparation of the soil occurs, and then we have seen the selection and sowing of the seed. If we talk about the selection and sowing of the seed, here we have seen one thing, and that is in case of selecting, we should always keep thing in point, keep the point in our mind, that is the seed should be healthy, it should be free from any kind of a disease, as well as it should be you can say good quality. So this is what, these are some of the things which we can say it is important for selecting the seeds, a particular type of a seed. Now while selecting the seed or while sowing the seed, the things that we have to keep in our mind again, that is the depth of the seed that we are using. The depth should be there. It means while sowing the seed, we should always we should always see that whether it is present in a particular depth or not. Then the second thing, that it should be placed at a particular distance from each other. Okay, so if the proper distance is there between the seeds, so that will be much better for the crop production. Okay, so proper depth and proper distance must be there. Now we are sowing the seed, student. We have selected, we have sown the seed. Now what are the different methods by which we can sow the seed? So the first method is broadcasting method. In case of a broadcasting method, we used to take the seed and scatter it on the field. So scattering of the seed is really very important. So if we scatter the seed, that will get germinated and it will grow into the plants. Now while doing this broadcasting method, the thing which is the disadvantages of the broadcasting method, it is the first thing, students, that it do not reach to the proper depth of the soil, reaches to the depth of the soil. And the second thing, that there is no proper distance between the two particular seeds. Okay, there are somewhere the seeds are very much, somewhere the seeds are very less, and this will create a lot of overcrowding of the seeds. Not only this, but if we spread the seed as it is without sowing it inside to the soil and covering it with the soil, it is exposed to the field. So ultimately the birds, they used to come and eat it. So it will be destroyed by the birds. So these are the things that we should keep in our mind while doing that of the sowing of the seed. Now these are the disadvantage. What is the modern method that we have used here? So seed drill is the method. So in case of a seed drill, you see we have seen that the device is used which used to drill that of the ground, sow the seed and cover it with the soil. So this is a kind of a modern technique or modern devices today. If we see the next one, so this is all about the selection and sowing of the seed. Now the next one is the addition of manure and fertilizer. You see, whenever we discuss about the manure and fertilizer, manure is what, these are the organic matter that is kept, that is added in the field, which help in increasing the fertility of the soil. Okay, so when we give the manure to the field, then what happens? This manure, since it came from that of the dead and decaying organic matter or the waste material of the dead plant and the animals, that will help in providing the nourishment to that of the plants. It will help in increasing the fertility of the soil, as it help in increasing the nutrient in the soil. So help in increasing the nutrient, it will also help in increasing the nourishment of the soil, students. Okay. So this is the that of the manure. Now if we talk about that, what are the advantages of the manure? So advantages of manure is, first one, it will help in increasing or enhancing the texture of the soil. Then the second one, it will help in making the soil porous. Then the manure is having no disadvantages, as it will not going to degrade the quality of the soil. Okay, and the most important, it will help in enhancing or increasing the nutrient which was deficient in that particular field. Okay, also they help in the growth of the soil microbes. So these are the few things that we can say is considered to be the advantages of the manure. Moving on, and we will see the next one, and that is fertilizers. So, fertilizers, students. What is fertilizer? Fertilizer is also used in enhancing or in increasing the nutrient in that of the soil. But here, the thing that we will use, the substances that we use in the case of a fertilizer, is the chemicals. So it is what? It is a chemical made manure, you can say, or it is a thing which is made up of by chemicals. So we can write it that fertilizers are chemical substances these are the chemical substance are the chemical these are the chemical substance which provide one or more nutrient, one or more nutrients to the soil. Okay, nutrient to the soil. So this will help in providing one or more nutrient to that of the soil. Now let us see some of the thing about the fertilizers. So you see that fertilizers are the man-made. It means these are produced in the factories. These are synthesized by the man in the factories. So we can write it that they are produced or manufactured in factories. Manufactured in factories. Okay. Urea, ammonia, potassium sulfate, is there, and NPK. What is this NPK, student? So N for nitrogen, P for phosphorus, and K for potassium. So we can write it, that is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, these are what? These are the common fertilizer. So urea is there, ammonia is there, potassium sulfate is there, and NPK, that is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. These are the common fertilizers which are used in the field as a fertilizer, students. Okay. So this is the fertilizer. Now, basically the farmers, you know that they are synthesized by that of the factories. So they are also used. You can see here when we are talking about NPK fertilizer. So it consisting of nitrogen, it consisting of phosphorus, it consisting of potassium. So whatever the nutrient that is required by the plant, it will be used up, it will be completed with the use of the fertilizers. So farmers, they used to make the fertilizers and use this fertilizer. The farmer, they used to buy the fertilizer from the factories and use it in the crop, use it in the field in order to increase the fertility of the soil. So we can write it, that is, farmers get better crop by using the fertilizers, by using these fertilizers. Okay, and now what happened? Actually, when the farmer, they use these fertilizers, first of all, they used to mix these fertilizers with the water. You see, when they throw the fertilizers, either in the liquid form or they used to throw it as it is, the fertilizers is having the ability as they can easily dissolve in the water. So we can write it that fertilizers gets easily dissolved in water and thus it get easily absorbed by the plants. It gets easily absorbed by the plants. Okay, so fertilizers easily dissolve in water as well as it get easily absorbed by the plants. Okay, now, so this is what, these are things by which we can say that fertilizers are really very good. You see, student, when we were talking about the manure, we have seen that the manure we get it from the organic matter. It means we get it from the waste of the dead plants and the animals. Okay, and we use that manures in order to increase the fertility of the soil. Now here, the fertilizers, it is synthesized in the factories, it is manufactured, it is artificially prepared by the human being. So the chemicals are used here to increase the fertilizer. Both increase the field or increase the soil, fertility of the soil. Both of them are having a common goal, that is, it helps in giving the sufficient nutrient to the plant and thus increases the fertility. But in case of the fertilizer, since it is made up of chemicals, so excessive use of the fertilizer in the field will going to not only harm the crops, but it will going to degrade the quality of the soil. So use of the fertilizer is good, but when we will excessive use it continuously, we will use a fertilizer on the same field, it will going to degrade the quality of the soil. So we can write it, that is, excessive use of fertilizer, excessive use of fertilizer, excessive use of fertilizer over a long period may affect the fertility. This may affect the fertility of soil and adversely affect the crop production and adversely affect the crop production. Okay, so fertilizer help in providing the nutrient which is deficient, which is not present in the soil. But if you will use excessive amount of a fertilizer, it will going to degrade the fertility, it will going to degrade the quality of the soil. So this is about that of the fertilizers. So we had discussed about the manure, student, we had discussed about that of the fertilizer. Now both of them help in enhancing the crop quality, as well as it will help in providing the nutrient or the nourishment required by the crop. Now what is the difference between that of the fertilizers as well as the manure? So let us see the difference between the fertilizers and manure. Manure and fertilizers. Manure and fertilizers. So what happened in case of the manure? In case of a manure, first of all, it is what? It is a natural organic material that we obtain from the plant and the animal waste. Okay, this is the exact definition, or this is what we understand by the term that is manure. So we can write it that it is a natural organic substance, obtained from animals and plants. Okay, a natural organic substance which we obtain from animals and plants. While the fertilizers are what, student? It is a chemical substance which is made by humans. Chemicals which is made by humans. Okay, so natural organic substance that we obtain from the plant and animal. Fertilizers, these are the chemicals, and these chemicals are prepared or it is made by the human beings. Next one, it is prepared in field. It is prepared in the field, and here this one, it is prepared in the factories. So prepared in the factories. So one is prepared in the field and another one is prepared in the factories. Obviously, this is how farmer they used to make it. The farmer, they used to collect all the dead plant and the animal waste or the plant waste, and they used to dump it in a pit, in an open place, and keep it left undisturbed for a few days. What happened after that? That the microbes they used to decompose, or they used to act on it and convert it into the manure. So this is a method which the farmers they used to do in the field. But you know that the fertilizers, they are prepared in the factory. These are the chemicals which is prepared in the factories. Now the third one is it is biodegradable. It is biodegradable, and here it is non-biodegradable. One is biodegradable, another one is not biodegradable. Here it provides humus to the soil. Provides humus. It provides humus to the soil, and here in this case it do not provide humus to the soil. So do not provide humus to the soil. Do not provide humus. It do not provide humus to the soil. So one provide humus, another one do not provide humus to the soil. Now it is less rich in nutrient. You see student, everything is good about that of the manure, that it is made up of an organic matter. It is used in increasing the nourishment or nutrient to the soil. That is prepared in the field. It is biodegradable. That also a positive point of the manure. But the problem is that manure is not able to provide all the kind of nutrients to the soil. It means all the kind of a nutrient to that of the crop. You see that if suppose a crop is there need sodium or need nitrogen or phosphorus, so chances is there that manure is not able to provide the sufficient amount of that. But in case of a fertilizer, it is very rich in nutrients, so it provides the sufficient amount of nutrient to the soil. So we can write it here. Less rich in plant nutrients. Less rich in plants nutrient, and here more rich in plants nutrients. Less rich in plant nutrients, and here it is more rich in plants nutrients. Okay, so this is about that of the manure and fertilizer. So this is the third step, students, that we will do after selecting and sowing that of the seed. It is important to provide the good nourishment to the crop so that they can grow properly, and this we used to give by adding the manure or fertilizer to that of the soil. Okay. Now here there are some of the methods, students, by which we can replenish also the nutrient. So we can write it here, that is natural method. Natural methods to replenish the nutrients to the soil. Nutrients to the soil. Natural method to replenish the nutrients to the soil. So you see, apart from providing the manure and fertilizer, you have seen that many times it happens, the farmer, they used to leave the place as it is. Okay, they used to leave the field as it is. Why is it so? They used to do that so that the field naturally can replenish itself in order to get the nutrient which it has lost. Okay, so there are some of the method that the farmer use in order, means without, we can say we will provide the manure and fertilizer, but this will makes the field to replenish itself naturally. Okay, so apart from providing these all, the natural method is also applied to replenish the soil. So the first one is field fallow. Field fallow. Field fallow, student. In this method, what happened? The land is left uncultivated for one or more season, and naturally it will get its nutrient after one or two seasons. So this is what? This is the field fallow. Leaving the field as it is, leaving the field undisturbed, that will help in replenishing, that will help in getting the nutrients back. So we can write it that in this method, land is left uncultivated for one or more season to regain nutrients, naturally by the decomposition of dead plants, animals, and other organic matter. So keeping the field left undisturbed for few seasons, that will help in getting its nutrient back, getting the proper field back, and this is known as field fallow. Okay, this is called as a field fallow. Now the next one is the method, and that is crop rotation. Okay, in case of the crop rotation, the name itself explains a lot of things. Here, first of all, at one season, one of the crop is there, which is cultivated, you can say, and after that, in the next season, we will use to grow that crop, which help in giving the nutrient back to the soil. It means if suppose a crop is there which need nitrogen, so we used to grow the crop which needs nitrogen at the first season, and in the second season what happened? Now this field become lack of a nitrogen nutrient, so we have to grow that particular crop which help in replenishing, which help in giving the nitrogen nutrient back to the soil. So we will use the leguminous plant that will help in providing the nitrogen to that of the soil. So we can write it. The next one is the crop rotation. Next is crop rotation. So in case of a crop rotation, farmers used to change their crops in each season. They used to change their crop in each season so that the soil does not become deficient of a particular nutrient. Okay, does not becomes deficient in any specific nutrient. Okay, so So basically the farmer used to change the crop in every season, and the reason is that they used to do so in order that if the soil become deficient of any of the nutrient, that can be easily replenished by the other season crop. So this is the method by which the farmer used to do the crop rotation. One season that crop which help in taking the nutrient, and now if he will grow the same kind of a crop afterward, it will become deficient of that particular crop. Okay, so this is about that of the crop rotation.